right, welcome back to the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. We had some internet connectivity issues in between games, but we think we're back on and rolling for the Bellevue Bruins in the top of the first inning. They pick up 1 run on 3 hits. The big blow, a solo home run by Logan Grant. A double by Brendan Luther, a single by Anthony Lynn left Bruins at first and third, but on a fielder's choice, the side was retired. Let's pick up the action, and I'll backtrack as much as I can as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Mayville State coming to bat for their first at-bats of game number 2 after the Bruins with a resounding win, 24-3 in game number 1 today. Leading it off for the Comets, third baseman Marcus Hughes. On the mound for the Bruins, Gavin Wuschke. First pitch, they appeal to first base, and they say yes, the swing by Hughes. Gavin Wuschke on the hill for the Bruins. This is his 11th appearance on the season, his 8th start. Gets ahead 0-2. For Gavin, 4 wins, 1 loss on the seasons in 42 innings of work. He's given up 38 hits, 21 runs, all of them earned. Has struck out 41 and walked 11. For Wuschke, an ERA of where'd my line go? 4.50. Sorry, a little bit flustered here. Thanks again to Bill Mullins for getting our computer issues corrected. We have a quick turnaround time between games 1 and 2, so we're always a little bit crazy in between games, and then with the computers going out, that was another little issue to deal with, and we've got that taken care of. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count on Marcus Hughes, the third baseman. Gavin Wuschke delivers the pitch. Breaking ball down low, now 2-2 the count. So thanks to those couple of folks who have already texted in saying we're not getting a feed. Hopefully it's up and working. There we go. We just got confirmation it's up and working now. So we're glad to hear that. Chopped on the ground to third. Gloved over there by Nick Grade. His throw to first base is in time. 5-3 on the play. Let's set the Bellevue defense. It's a little bit different look for the Bruins in game number 2. Ryan David is the first baseman. Scott Hansen is at second. Tyler Monroe is the shortstop, and Nick Grade is at third. So only one of the 4 infielders from game number 1 in a starting role in game number 2. Steve Elsner is in left. Jake Lacey is in center. Anthony Lynn is in right. That's the same as game number 1. Logan Grant behind the plate. Logan with a solo home run in the top of the first inning to give the Bruins a 1-0 lead. And on the mound, Gavin Wuschke trying for his 5th victory of the season. At bat, center fielder Carson Lundmark. Strike called on the outer half. And I got a phone call earlier from Carson Lundmark's grandma in Spokane, Washington. She called yesterday and today. Normally can't take phone calls, but I was able to hear her voice message in between games. So hello to her listening in up in Spokane, wishing her grandson a lot of success in this game. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count on Lundmark. As Wuschke working from the stretch. Popped up on the infield. Will it stay in play? Grade goes to the fence, and it'll fall just about 5 feet past that barrier up the third base side. Here's the lineup for Mayville State in game number 2, very similar to what it was in game number 1. Marcus Hughes leading off. Carson Lundmark batting second. Batting third, right fielder Chris Shotbell. The cleanup hitter once again, the DH, Riley Rankin. That one's hit in the air to left center field. Will anybody get there? Perfectly placed, a 1-hop up against the fence. Lundmark around second base, and he'll stand up there with the first hit of the day for the Mayville Comets. So, Grandma's luck, Grandma's wishes helping Carson Lundmark get that first hit of this game for the Comets.
Number 9, Chris.
Next up, the right fielder, Chris Shotbell. All right, so Riley Rankin batting 4th, Anthony Nueva batting 5th, Zach Ivanochko batting 6th, Sam Hilgerson batting 7th, Tegan Parenteau behind the plate for game number 2, batting 8th, and Ricky Marquez batting 9th. That's a line drive over the head of the second baseman, Scott Hansen, out into center field. That'll score a run, trying for 2. That's safe. It'll be an RBI single for Chris Shotbull, and then he'll advance to second on the air in center field. Jake Lacey had a little trouble getting to that 1 and out, so Shotbell with aggressive base running taking advantage, and now standing at second base. We've got a 1-1 score on the scoreboard. Here's DH, Riley Rankin. We'll give you the Bruin batting order when Bellevue comes up to hit in the second inning. Wuschke delivers down low and in, ball one. Only 3 hits in game number 1 for Mayville State. They have 2 already in this bottom of the first inning. Again, Mayville State, the home team in this final game of the 4-game series. Line hard, again, that's going to be a base hit. Anthony Lynn cuts it off in right field. His throw will come into second base. And our back-to-back RBI base hits. First by Shotbell, now by Riley Rankin. And the Comets take a 2-1 lead in this bottom of the first inning.
Now batting the shortstop, number 4.
Here's the shortstop, Anthony Villanueva. Bruins looking to turn a double play ball here if they can. That breaking ball up a little bit. 2 of the 3 hits in game number 1 were home runs for Mayville State. Chris Shotbill had a 2-run home run, and Zach Ivanochko had a solo home run. That accounted for all of the scoring in game number 1 for the Comets. The Bruins went crazy in game number 1. 24 runs on 24 hits, 10 runs in the first inning. They added crooked numbers on 3 more innings as well. Fouled back to the net to win that one running away 24-3. Gavin Wuschke working on the hill for the Bruins. Has given up 3 hits in this bottom of the first inning. Trying to settle down and get out of the inning. That pitch a little bit upstairs. Wuschke, a 6'4" freshman from Regina, Saskatchewan. Misses wide on that one. With the walk to Villanueva, Rankin advances to second, and that'll bring to the plate first baseman Zach Ivanochko. Game number 1, Bellevue batters 8 home runs. That's a school record in the victory. Now it's 65 home runs on the year are the Bellevue Bruins. 65 home runs through the first 40 games.
Now batting the first baseman, number 19, Zach Ivanochko.
Zach Ivanochko, the batter. That solo home run in game number 1. Coming into today's action, Ivanochko hitting .211, but now 7 home runs on the year. Ball gets away. Throw to third base is not in time. Both runners will advance on the wild pitch. Logan Grant tried to keep it in front. It squirted to his right-hand side. Both runners add 90 feet to their locations. One out in the inning. Bruins playing their infield at regular depth. Two and 0 the count. Wind has picked up a little bit from what it was in game number 1, blowing out to left field. Temperature now in the upper 70s, winds gusting to the mid-20s. Chopped on the ground, and that's through the hole on the right side. One more run is in. Second one coming around third. The throw to the plate is in time. Anthony Lynn with a strong one-hop throw to the plate to Logan Grant, who applied the tag. So Rankin scores from third base. Anthony Weva, however, was thrown out at the plate, so Ivanochko will get credit for 1 run batted in. But 9-2 on the putout of Villanueva. Here's left fielder Sam Hilgerson. 3 runs on 4 hits thus far from Mayville State. Breaking ball, that got the front shoulder of Hilgerson, so he'll head to first base. Ivanochko will head to second. And Dwayne Monlex will come out of the dugout. He wants to talk to his big right-hander. And he wants just to talk to his pitcher and catchers. He tells the middle infielders to stay off the mound. So I think this is going to be a little bit of not a scolding, but some firm words from head coach Dwayne Monlux, who picked up career victory 801 with the Game 1 route today. All right, message short and sweet on the first mound visit for the Bruins. Catcher Tegan Parento, the next batter. Parento did not play in game number 1. He's catches the second game of the doubleheader yesterday and again today. A little bit off the outside edge. Parento, a 136 batting average on the season. As a team, Mayville State hitting 244 overall. Off the end of the bat, foul over the third base dugout. 1-1 to count. Foul tipped out of the glove of catcher Logan Grant. So Wuschke ahead in the count, 1-2. Trying to get Parento to chase off the outside edge. He does not. Count goes to 2-2. Four runs across in the first inning. 3 from Mayville, 1 for Bellevue. In the zone for the called strike 3. Nice movement on the breaking ball. Just hit the upper part of the zone. 3 runs on 4 hits. There was 1 error and 2 left on base. So both teams stranding a couple of base runners in the opening inning, but putting runs on the board nonetheless. After 1 inning of play, it's Mayville State 3, Bellevue University 1. All right, again, we apologize for coming on late due to the computer internet connectivity issues, but we've got things squared away. So a 9-inning ball game scheduled for the second end of this doubleheader. Welcome back to John Stella Field at Brown Park in Omaha, Nebraska. This field about a 10 to 15 minute drive from the Bellevue University campus. Bellevue currently rated number 16 this week in the NAIA Coaches Top 25 poll. Trying to stay perfect at John Stella Field at Brown Park. Bellevue a perfect 14-0 here on the season. Bellevue 14-1 in conference play. Mayville State 6-12. They entered today in 5th place in the North Star Athletic Association. One game ahead of the Dakota State Trojans. Leading it off for the Bruins in the top of the second inning, second baseman Scott Hansen. First pitch swinging, grounds to his second base counterpart. Ricky Marquez on the play. 1 pitch, 1 out. The Bellevue batting order: Jake Lacey, Logan Grant, Brendan Luther, Stephen Elsner, Anthony Lind, Ryan David, Scott Hansen, Tyler Monroe, Nick Grade, with Gavin Wuschke on the mound. So a little bit different look in the second game of the doubleheader. First baseman Alec Ackerman not in the starting lineup. He's one of the regulars. Also, Nick Gravel not in the starting lineup. That one spanked up the middle by Tyler Monroe. Well, the Bruins trying to be aggressive. First pitch swinging on the first 2 batters in the top of the second inning. Monroe with the base hit. Bellevue collected 24 hits in game number 1. A lot of guys up their batting average, as the Comets used 5 different pitchers. Here's Nick Grade, the 9-hole hitter, the Bellevue third baseman. Grade had 2 hits and 2 runs batted in today's first contest. He too, first pitch swinging, fouls that curveball out of play. Again, a new school record with 8 home runs by the Bruins and 2 more by Mayville State. So 10 bombs out of the yard. Let's see if this second game has similar firepower. Monroe at first base flinched but got back to the bag. Tyler with good speed, has 3 stolen bases on the year. Breaking ball misses up. Reese Schlecht and Brandon Moore are umpires today. Thus far, a little tighter strike zone in game 2 than what we saw in game number 1. Again, the wind picking up a little bit more as the day goes on, as you see the flag out in center field blowing sharply out towards left. Misses wide. Nice job by Partnow to scoot to his right to block it up. Same text message number if you didn't get a chance to text in game number 1 and would like to do so for game number 2. 402-515-7654. Again, up and away. Mick Krupski is my name. I'm an old high school baseball coach, former umpire, former player. Love being around the game. Again, a pitch up high. So a single by Monroe followed by a walk to Grade puts Bellevue runners at first and second and takes BU back to the top of the order. Jake Lacey will step in. Jake, a strikeout victim his first time up. Connor Corey, the starting pitcher for Mayville State. His parents on hand, got a chance to talk to them for a little bit before yesterday's doubleheader. Drove down from Manitoba. That one's blasted down the left field line. If it's fair, it's gone. It is a foul ball banging off the bus of Mayville State, parked obviously in the parking lot beyond the left field fence. So Lacey pulled the trigger just a bit too quickly on that one. Connor Corey is a senior right-hander. Breaking ball misses down low. His 15th appearance on the season, 9 of them as a starter, a 1-6 record in 45 1/3 innings of work, a 6.35 earned run average. Misses in tight. 5 different Comet pitchers tied for the lead in wins with 2 apiece. Corey 1-6, so he's trying to join that club if he can pitch to a victory today. That one's hit in the left field. That's going to drop, possibly extra bases. First runner Monroe was around third, heading for home. The throw goes to second base, but nobody's there covering. An RBI double by Jake Lacey, who has been one of the hottest Bellevue hitters as of late. The Bruins pull within 1 at 3-2. Runners at second and third.
Now batting the catcher.
For the catcher, Logan Grant. Grant with an RBI double in game number 1. Was on base a couple more times with walks. First pitch swinging, fouled, and that'll get out of play over the top of the press box. 2 home runs in yesterday's second game of the doubleheader for Logan. And got another home run, his first appearance here today. So wait a minute, there's one more. That was his first at-bat today while we were off the air. That one's hit well to left field. That's carrying, and that is out of here once again. Logan Grant, second day in a row. He's had a 2 home run game. Oh my goodness, Logan Grant on fire with that home run. Logan now has 14 on the season. Add some more runs batted in, and that is a lot. 48. So Logan Grant scores Jake Lacey. and Nick Grade ahead of him on that 3-run home run. 4 runs batted in this game for Logan Grant. The Bruins off to a 5-3 lead. Here's DH Brendan Luther. He doubled his first time up in this game as Connor Corey delivers the pitch low and in. Connor, a 6'1" senior from Wawanesa, Manitoba. Hopefully that pronunciation is close to what it should be. Down low once again. Luther, the Bruins DH once again today as he's nursing a sore hamstring. We'll be looking for one pitch in one spot. Takes that one for the called strike. On the outside, Black, full count. Sean and Michelle Corey are his parents. They wanted yesterday to say hello to Donna and Jean and Shelley, so we'll say hello to that trio once again. Here's the payoff pitch in the battle between Corey and Luther. Fouled hard, opposite way. A battle of Canadians here. Corey from Manitoba. Luther from Ontario. A lot of Canadians on the field on this weekend series for both squads. Down low, and Brendan will draw the walk. He'll head down to first base, and that'll bring to the plate cleanup hitter, left fielder Steven Elsner.
Now batting the left fielder, number 36, Steven Elsner.
Elsner flew out to short, sky-high fly ball. His first appearance today. Elsner was part of the home run party in game number 1. He had not 1 but 2 home runs. He and Anthony Lind both connected twice for the Bruins in that 24-3 rout. Breaking ball misses way away. Again, a nice job by Pardneau. Pretty nice crowd on hand today in this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Again, off the, just clipped the outside Black. Mostly sunny day, a few clouds overhead. We're expecting temperatures to reach the low 80s. If we get there, that'll be the warmest day of 2024. Again, the sweeping breaking ball. 83, 82. Thank you, Bill. He does it all. He does stats. He does weather. He'll sing the 7th inning stretch. Maybe not. Elsner again tries to reach out for that breaking ball, but comes up empty. The strikeout is the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Anthony Lind. Lind reached on an infield single his first time up in this one after a couple of home runs in game number 1 today. First pitch fastball, called strike on the knees. Anthony coming into today's game averaging .324. His average will go up a little bit after hitting well in game number 1. .336 according to Bill after game 1. Thank you, Bill. Another pitch in the dirt or pebbles on the field, turf field at John Stella Field at Brown Park. John Stella, local player, coach, all around nice guy. Again, we send our condolences to his family as John passed away back in December. Lind fouling that one up the third base line. Served our country in the military, served this community as a longtime coach and organizer. He was the face of South Omaha baseball for a long time. Here's the 2-2 to Lind. That one goes opposite way, down the line. Fair ball just inside the line. Around second goes Luther. He'll go to third. Again, with that sore hamstring, he's not going to try to push it too much. Oh, Anthony Lynn, a 2-for-2 game number 2 on the double. Next up for the Bruins, first baseman Ryan David. Ryan getting the start today at first for Alec Ackerman. Ryan went yard, a home run and a single in 2 plate appearances in game number 1. Ryan, a newcomer to the Bellevue program. Corey delivers a fastball in the zone, strike 1. Ryan started his college career at Southeast Community College and then played a year at LSU Shreveport. Overhand breaking ball, now 0-2. He'll have one more year of eligibility after this one, should he choose to play one more year. That fastball off the outside edge. Nick Gravel, who started at shortstop in game number 1, was hit by a line drive as a base runner. And speaking of hit, that pitch hits David in the shoulder, so he'll head down to first base. That loads the bases with 2 outs. As the Bruins bat around in this second inning, Scott Hansen, the second baseman, will step in.
Second baseman, number 4, Scott Hansen.
Hansen grounded out his first time up in this inning. You always hate to make 2 outs in an inning when your team is doing well, so Scott trying to avoid that. Scott, the sophomore from Portage, Indiana. First pitch fastball on the knees, outer half, strike 1 called. Don't have an update on Gravel, but he was hit solidly by that line drive and not starting here in game number 2. Probably sitting on the bench with an ice bag on his ribs or arm or wherever he got connected with that line drive. Connor Corey shakes his head, agreeing with the signal from his catcher. Now he'll step off the rubber as he may have had some second thoughts. Corey works from the extreme first base side of the rubber. Low and away. Bases full of Bruins, 2 outs. Bellevue has picked up 4 runs in the inning already. They'd love to pick up some more. How's that for a statement of the obvious? Again, missing low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Bat in the hands of Scott Hansen, trying to up the Bruins total. Breaking ball chopped on the ground to third. Hughes, the third baseman, will tag the runner coming his way. Nothing that Anthony Lynn could do to avoid that tag. So on the fielder's choice, the inning comes to an end. Bellevue picks up 4 runs on 3 hits.
4 runs on 4 hits.
4 hits, excuse me. No errors and 3 base runners left on after an inning and a half. It's the Bellevue Bruins 5 and the Mayville State Comets 3. All right, this has all the makings of a high-scoring affair through the first inning and a half. Teams have put up runs on the board in each half of the inning. One more text message in the queue. It's a baby from the Townsends listening in Oregon. We must have jinxed them with our nice weather here. It started raining again. Jealous of your weather today. Let's go Bruins, say the Townsends. Looking forward to seeing you guys next weekend on Senior Day. Sorry about the weather up there, but this is just a beautiful spring weekend. It was in the mid to upper 60s yesterday with just a gentle breeze today. The wind's a little stronger, but the temperature's even warmer, 82 degrees right now. Gavin Wuschke back to the mound for the home team, not the home team Bruins. I keep saying that, but I got to clear my mind of that because Mayville State is the home team this weekend, as this series was supposed to have been played in North Dakota. Scott Berry Field, however, not quite playable yet because of the winter weather conditions.
Leading off for
9-hole hitter, second baseman Ricky Marquez will lead things off in the bottom of the second inning. Wuschke delivers a pitch. Marquez puts it up in the air, and that's going to be right over here near the bleachers. Several people having to duck on that. The wind almost pushed it back towards the field of play. Breaking ball. Just up a bit, 1-1 the count. Swing and a miss, another breaking ball. Decent crowd on hand here today. Breaking ball, chop foul up in front of the Mayville dugout on the third base side. Whether the home team or the visiting team, Bellevue will always use the first base dugout. Field maintenance equipment and other things on that side of the field. Marquez pulls his hands in and drives it down the left field line. 2 hops at the fence. Marquez around first, on his way to second with a stand-up double to start off the inning. Wuschke got ahead 1-2 in the count, but a nice piece of hitting there on the inside pitch. Marquez just pulled his arms in tight to his body and got the barrel of the bat on the ball. Top of the order for the Comets, second time through against Wuschke. For third baseman Marcus Hughes, he grounded out to third his first time up. Shows bunt, puts it up the third base line, but it's going to go foul. With this field turf field, the baselines are pretty well even with the rest of the field. Sometimes with natural dirt and grass, you can tailor your infield to have those bunts stay fair or roll foul. None of that on a synthetic surface, or at least not this one. Looked like Hughes was trying for a base hit rather than a sacrifice on that attempt. 0-1 now the count. Pickoff play to second base does not work. Marcus Hughes hitting .250 on the season. 0 for 2 in game number 1. Shows bunt, puts it down the third base side. It's up to Wuschke to make the play. Barehanded, nicely done by the Bruin right-hander. Credit Marcus Hughes with the sacrifice on the play as Ricky Marquez advances to third. 1-3 on the putout of Marcus Hughes.
number 7, Carson.
Here's center fielder Carson Lundmark. Lundmark a double in his first time up in this game. 0 for 3 in game number 1. First pitch swinging. Slaps that foul up the first base side past assistant coach Austin Monson. Lundmark just under the 300 mark, 296 coming into today's action. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Off the outside edge, 2-1. 325 is the distance, excuse me, as I stumble over my tongue. 325 down the lines, 380 to center field at John Stella Field at Brown Park. Fouled against the netting, and caroming right back to Logan Grant. Starting to see a few of the trees that ring the field starting to leaf out. Give it another 2 weeks or so and we'll have a pretty dense leaf cover. Swung on and miss. Up and dropped at home plate. Grant had it on the tip into his glove but couldn't quite squeeze it. So Lundmark will stay alive. Nice play by Grant to move to his left. Count runs full on the center fielder. Bruins playing their infield at regular depth with a runner at third and one out. Bruins don't want to give up a crooked number if they can avoid it. They'll sacrifice one run for one out here. Swung on and missed. A big strikeout for Gavin Wuschke as Lundmark goes down for the second out of the inning. Second strikeout of the game for Gavin. And next man he will face is the three-hole hitter, right fielder Chris Shotbell. Shotbell, the leading hitter for the Comets, .352 coming into today's action. He had a hit his first time up. That one's hit to center field. Jake Lacey moving to his right. Will glove it, and the side is retired. Shotbell didn't get that solidly off the bat. No runs on one hit. There were no errors and one man left on base. So the inning started off promisingly for the Comets, but they don't score Marquez after he let it off with a double. 2 innings in the book. Bellevue 5, Mayville State 3. Something at me. Yeah. Piece of pizza. With his last home run, Logan Grant is now the 11th player in Bellevue baseball history with 25 or more home runs in his career. And that's just a 2-year, year and a half really, for Logan Grant. So he's putting up some big numbers once again this year for the Bellevue Bruins after being a first-team all-conference player last year. He was also named the NSAA Newcomer of the Year in his first year. Shortstop Tyler Monroe will lead things off for Bellevue in the top of the third inning. Bruins batted around in the second, and another gap double off the bat of Tyler Monroe as he easily will get into second base. A bullet off the bat of Monroe into the gap in left center field. That's the 7th double of the year for Tyler Monroe as he found the gap. Here's third baseman Nick Grade. Let's see if Grade can advance or score Tyler Monroe. Dwayne Monlex running through a series of signs in the third base coaching box. Grade walked his first time up and came around to score the third run of the game for Bellevue. Lays off a breaking ball that goes down. 1 run in the first for the Bruins. A 4 spot in the second and threatening again in the third. Big gap to the right side if Nick can shoot one that way. Instead, the bunt attempt is fouled at home plate. A huge gap on the right side between first baseman Zach Ivanochko and second baseman Ricky Marquez. Marquez trying to keep the runner Monroe close to second base. Connor Corey looks in for the sign. Hit on the ground to third. Uh-oh. But dropped at third base by Marcus Hughes. A base running blunder there by Tyler Monroe trying to get to third base on the ball hit in front of him. But dropped at third. Fielder's choice on the play for Nick Grade. An E5 on the play at third base as Marcus Hughes just dropped the throw. It was a little bit low, but a catchable ball. So the Bruins have runners at first and third. Still nobody out. And back to the top of the order into the red-hot Jake Lacey. Lacey, an RBI double his last time up. Waits on a breaking ball, sends it down the right field line. A couple of guys giving chase. base, but nobody will be able to get there. Zach Ivanochko was the closest to it, losing his cap in the process. Ricky Marquez as well. Again, we're sorry we don't get quite the entire field in with our camera angle here. So 0-1 the count on Lacey. Another breaking ball. Lacey trying to sell being hit by the pitch. He won't get satisfaction, however. It does stay inside. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. That one's hit well to left field. That's going to be another dinger for the Bruins as it just misses my car out there. Thank you, Lord. A 3-run home run for Jake Lacey, his 4th run batted in of the game. As the Bruins now with 10 home runs on the day, 8 in game number 1 and 2 more here in game number 2. Jake Lacey stepping on home plate. 3 in game 2. Thank you. I knew that came out wrong. Jake Lacey picking up his 7th home run of the season. He's up to 40 runs batted in on the year. So the Bruins' power onslaught continues. And speaking of power, here's Logan Grant. 2 home runs today. He hit a 3 home run game last year one time. Trying to tie that again today. On the outside edge, a called strike 1. Right-hander throwing in the Mayville State bullpen. Connor Corey, the starter. We're now in the top of the 3rd. Good location just off the plate. 1-1. Corey up to 67 pitches already. Logan had a big cut at that one, but came up empty. 1-2 on the Bruins catcher. Logan came into today hitting .342. Chopper to the right side. Marquez over to the first base bag to glove it and then toss it. And Logan Grant is retired for the first time in this game.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 24.
Here's the DH, Brendan Luther. Brendan, a double and a walk in this one. Brendan had 2 hits and 2 runs batted in game number 1 today. Off the end of the bat, flared opposite way. Left fielder Sam Hilgerson will come on to make the catch for the 2nd out. Steven Elsner at the plate for the Bruins, a cleanup hitter. 0 for 2 today. As Micah Mullins gets a little time behind the PA microphone. Good job, Micah. On the knees with the fastball, strike 1 called. He's got a future in that, I think, huh?
Pay him, we'll make a little extra money.
Late swing there by Elsner, 0-2. Micah, are you 5? 6.5. Okay, sorry, I should have gone high. Reaching out, a little flare to the right side. Tracked out there by Chris Shotbell, who will make the catch. The first 3 Bruins get on and get in. The next 3 make outs. 3 runs
Top of the 3rd, they scored 3 runs
on 2 hits.
1 error. Nobody left on base.
1 error, nobody left on base after 2.5. It's Bellevue 8 and Mayville State 3. Bellevue on the season averaging 8.7 runs per game. That'll go up after scoring 24 in game number 1 today. Mayville State averaging 4.3 runs per game. That'll go down a little bit as they came up with a 3 spot in game number 1. 24-3 in game one, 8-3 here in game number two as we head to the bottom of the third inning. It'll be the middle part of the Mayville State Comet lineup. On to face starting pitcher Gavin Wuschke. Tip of the cap to the umpiring crew. Hopefully that doesn't jinx them. Reese Schleck behind the plate. Brandon Moore on the bases. They switch spots from game number one. And in case you missed it, beginning the game, this series now Bellevue a 32-16 advantage. Carson Lundmark at the plate. Riley Rankin, is at the plate. Both of them left-handed hitters of a similar build. I should look in my scorebook instead of just looking out on the field. Here's the 0-1 pitch, a breaking ball. That looks good for strike two. Rankin, an RBI single, his first trip to the plate today. Fastball up out of the zone. Rankin did not chase. Swing and a miss. Good pop on that fastball from Gavin Wuschke. He picks up his third strikeout of the game. That's the first out of the inning. Here's the shortstop, Anthony Villanueva. First pitch upstairs. Those multi-syllable names are kind of hard, aren't they, Micah? Just a little bit upstairs. Villanueva walked his first time up in this game. One for two in game number one today. Foul out of play up near W Street on the south side of Brown Park. 17th and U in Omaha, Nebraska, the location for John Stella Field at Brown Park. Ball field has been here for over 100 years. Breaking ball, called strike two. Photo here in the press box of what the field looked like back in the early 1920s. 2-2 pitch in the dirt becomes 3-2. Payoff pitch upcoming in the battle between Gavin Wuschke and Anthony Villanueva. Foul out of play. Count will continue. Wuschke at 47 pitches through the first 2 1/3 innings. About 20 pitches less than Comet starter Connor Corey. Swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeout swinging. Connor Corey picks up his fourth strikeout of the game. The next man he will face is first baseman Zach Ivanochko. Ivanochko with an RBI single his first time up today. Change up. Ooh. Just off the outside edge, Logan Grant politely asking home plate umpire, where was that one? That one misses away, 2-0. Ivanochko, a junior from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Swing and a miss. For a few years, Winnipeg University was a member of the NAIA, a self-funded program. Don't know if it's still in existence or not, but Chopped on the ground to first. Ryan David looks it in, and now he'll saunter over the bag, step on it. 3 unassisted on the play. A 3-up, 3-down inning. First one of the game against the Mayville State batters for pitcher Gavin Wuschke. May have found his groove. As 3 innings are complete, 8-3 our score. Bellevue Bruins on top. Head coach Dwayne Monlick out of the dugout to have a little conversation with home plate umpire. Not sure what that's all about. Connor Corey back to the hill for his 4th inning of work for the Comets. Bellevue has 2 more home series in the North Star. Next weekend, a big series against the Dakota State Trojans. 2 games on April 19th, that's Friday. 2 games on Saturday, April 20th. That should be the series that determines who's going to win the conference, as the Bruins currently in first place in conference play. Bellevue with a 13-1 record coming into today, now 14-1 after the Game 1 victory. Dakota State 13-2 in conference play. So that'll go a long way to determining who wins the regular season. And then the last weekend of the season, April 26th and 27th, against Viterbo University out of Wisconsin. Here we go for the Bellevue Bruins in the top of the 4th inning. Right fielder Anthony Lind. First pitch fastball at the top of the zone, strike 1 called. You're not violating any child labor laws over there, are you? Strike 2 called at the knees. Top of the zone, bottom of the zone. Lind looking for something in between. Got to earn his keep. Oh, okay. 0-2 the count to Lind as Micah continues to get some PA time. Breaking ball, stays with it. Up the middle, Villanueva makes the grab. His throw to first base will not be in time. So Anthony Lind reaches on an infield single. Good hustle by Anthony Villanueva to get there, but the throw to first not nearly in time to get Anthony Lind. So what's Anthony done? Oh, he's just 3 for 3 in this one. 2 singles and a double. And what did he do in the first game today? Oh, just a couple of home runs. So Anthony Lind enjoying a great day here at Brown Park. Here's first baseman Ryan David. Ryan steps into the right-handed batter's box. First pitch swinging. Grounds to Villanueva at short. Over to Marquez at second for 1. The return throw gets past Evanochko. So it'll be a fielder's choice for Ryan David. Anthony Lind retired 6-4. Is David wearing 2 different shoes? And the return throw got into the Bellevue dugout, so there'll be an E4 on the throw from Ricky Marquez to first base. I don't know why I just noticed that, but Ryan David has a black-colored shoe on his right foot and a white-colored shoe on his left foot. So must be a story behind that. Try to figure that out at some point. Here's second baseman Scott Hansen with another runner in scoring position. Hansen thus far 0 for 2. 8 runs on 10 hits for Bellevue to this point. Breaking ball outside corner, strike 1 called. Bellevue doubling up on the hit column over Mayville State, 10-5. Corey may have tried to overthrow that one, bounced it, but again, Parenteau the catcher, a nice block. 1 in the first, 4 in the second, 2 in the third. Bellevue batting in the fourth with an 8-3 lead. All 3 Mayville State runs came in the first inning. Right side, base hit. David will advance 90 feet as he didn't get a good jump on that hit opposite away by Scott Henson. Now 1 for 3. So the Bruins again with runners at the corners. Shortstop Tyler Monroe steps in. Tyler's 2 for 2. Has scored 2 runs, a single and a double. Another opportunity for the Bruins. Best case scenario for Mayville State a double play type ball, but the way they're situated, second baseman Ricky Marquez played way to pull. It'd be almost impossible to turn the double play, and with the steal attempt, the double play will be eliminated. Scott Henson, a stolen base. So now 2 runners in scoring position for Monroe. 2 hits already. Let's make it 3. Tyler had a couple of hits in the first game today as well. Reached out on the outside part of the plate, fouls it back. 0-2 now the count on the Bruins shortstop. Opposite field, foul ball. About 5 feet foul up that left field side. Both runners would have easily scored if it had been fair. As it is, it's a Dewey over, 0-2. Again, reaching out to protect the outside corner. Fouled out of play. Connor Corey has gone the distance. Again, staying alive. Good battle at the plate. Tyler Monroe versus Connor Corey. Corey now over the 80 pitch mark. Chopped on the ground. That'll score at least 1 run. Villanueva from the shortstop position. He can't get it there in time. The speed of Tyler Monroe earns himself his 3rd hit of the day on the infield single, earns himself an RBI, and earns his team another run on the board. The Bruins up now 9-3. Scott Hansen advancing to 3rd on the play. So again, Bruins at the corners for 3rd baseman Nick Gray. Let's see if the Bruins have a runner in motion again here like they did in the last at-bat. Gray reached on a fielder's choice last time. Monroe scampers back to the bag. A little closer this time. Definitely looks like Tyler was leaning towards second on that initial move. Breaking ball, fouled out of play. Grade steps back in. Nick, the junior from Kennewick, Washington. The state of Washington has always been a fertile recruiting ground for Bellevue. Nicely located fastball by Connor Corey on the outer half, 0-2. Corey's been ahead of several Bellevue batters, 0-2. Has had some difficulty, however, finishing them off. Again, the throw over to first base. Tyler Monroe with 3 stolen bases on the year. Just off the outside edge. One and 2 on the Bruins' 3rd sacker. Breaking ball upstairs, 2-2. 2-2 with 2 men on. We're in the top of the 4th inning. A little slower pace to the games today than yesterday. 27 runs scored in game number 1, 12 already in this one. From 0-2 now 3-2 the count. I'll bet you $1 that Tyler Monroe is on the move with this pitch. Full count, just one out, doesn't have to go. Again to throw over. Runner goes, pitch on its way, hit on the ground, through the hole, an RBI single for Nick Grade. Another run on the board for the Bellevue Bruins as Scott Henson steps on home plate. Tyler Monroe advancing to second. The Bruins pick up another hit and another run. 4 hits already in this inning. All 4 of them are singles. And that will bring a visit to the mound from head coach Billy Tomlin. And the end of the day for starting pitcher Connor Corey. He surrenders 10 runs in 3 1/3 innings of work. Gives up 13 hits. And a call to the bullpen for Mayville State. The new relief pitcher is number 8 for Mayville State. And we can tell you that is Jack Patton. First reliever of the game. Jack Patton.
Now on the pitch for the Comets.
Mayville State has used multiple pitchers in each of the games of this series. Jack Patton, a junior right-hander, 5'11" from Stewartville, Minnesota. 9th appearance on the year, a 2-0, 2 wins, no loss, 1 save record for Jack Patton. He's thrown 9 innings on the season, has allowed 15 hits, 11 runs, 11.00 earned run average. Bellevue rated number 16 this week in the coach's top 25 poll. Bellevue started in the number 7 spot in the preseason poll. After a couple of tough road trips to Arizona and Oklahoma and Florida, Bellevue dropped to the number 15 spot, then moved up to the number 13 spot, and now sitting at number 16 with their current 29-11 record. All right, back to the action out on the field. Top of the order for the Bruins. Here's center fielder Jake Lacey. Tyler Monroe, the runner at second. Nick Grade, the runner at first. You're there, I'm here. Let's play some baseball. A 3-run home run for Lacey. His last time up. An RBI double his previous time up, as he's been on base 2 out of the 3 times he's stepped in. First pitch from Patton upstairs. Mayville State used 5 pitchers in game number 1 today. Runners go. Breaking ball to throw to the trailing runner at second. That's not nearly in time. But a great jump by Tyler Monroe on the lead of the double steal. Nick Grade got a good jump too. So each of them will pick up another stolen base, and the Bruins have 2 runners in scoring position with just 1 out. Let's see how Mayville State plays the infield. Looks like they're going to keep them at regular depth. They'll give up a run for an out. Breaking ball, that's in the zone. Not the pitch that Jake wanted to hack at, so he lets it go. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. That breaking ball knuckled and into left field, left center field for the base hit. 1 run is in. Runners had to hold to see if it would clear over the glove of the shortstop. Oh, Jake Lacey has delivered runs batted in each of his last 3 plate appearances, 5 in the game. The Bruins up by another as Tyler Monroe scores the run. 11-3 our score. Again, runners at the corner, still just 1 out. And here's Logan Grant. 2 for 3, each of them home runs. Grant has 4 RBIs. Lacey has 5 RBIs. That's pretty good production from the top of the order. Pitch from Patton is upstairs. Tyler Monroe also has an RBI for the Bruins. Lacey back in plenty of time. Goodbye. That one is going to set some distance well beyond the center field fence, over at about the 470 mark. And guess what? Logan Grant, for the second time in his 2-year career, has a 3-home run day. He'll pick up 2 runs batted in on this one as Jake Lacey steps on the plate and Logan Grant follows suit. Have a day, Logan Grant. Two home runs in Game 2 yesterday, 3 home runs in Game 2 today. The Bruins jump their lead to 14-3, pulling away once again. Here's designated hitter Brendan Luther. Breaking ball from Patton on the outer half for the called strike. Logan now with 15 home runs and 47 runs batted in. That'll be tops in both of those categories for the Bruins. Another strike call. Brendan's 1 for 2, a double, a walk, and a flyout. Crisp is the way the ball sounded coming off the bat of Logan Grant on that swing. Off the outside edge. 1-2 the count. Bellevue in double-digit run totals in 3 of the 4 games of this series. Brendan Luther drives it into the gap in the right center field. Brendan rounding first base. Don't try to test that injured leg. He pulls up there after a long turn. Had he been 100%, he might have tried to stretch that into a double. Single's good enough right there, his second hit of the day. Now batting, the cleanup hitter, left fielder Steven Elsner.
The left fielder, number 36, Steven Elsner.
And again, the Bellevue Bruins will bat around as Elsner, the 9th batter of the inning. Bruins did it in the second inning when they plated 4. They've got 6 already on the board here in the 4th. Throw over to first base, not in time. 7 consecutive Bruins have reached in the inning. A fielder's choice accounted for 1 out in the inning. That's where we are. 1 on, 1 out. Nice pick again by the catcher, Parento. Way wide. 2-1 to Steven Elsner. Little chopper in front of the plate, up the third base side, then it's going to hook foul. Eight home runs in game number 1, 4 home runs in game number 2. That's a pretty good month's work 3 from Grant, 1 from Lacey in this contest. Low and away. Full count, 3-2 on Steven Elsner. Brendan Luther, the runner at first base. Doubtful that he'll be stealing with the pitch. Chop to third. Marcus Hughes with a short hop pick to second for 1 on to first. In time, and around the horn double play turned by the infielders for Mayville State. 5-4-3. That's Hughes to Hansen, or excuse me, Hughes to Marquez to Ivanochko. Doesn't have the same flow as Tinker to Evers to Chance, but it gets the job done. 6 runs in the inning, whole bunch of hits, 1 error, and nobody left on base. 3.5 in the books. Bellevue on top, 14-3. Bruins have scored in every inning of this second game. 1 in the first, 4 in the second, 2 in the third, 6 more in the fourth. Back to the mound goes Gavin Wuschke. Ten-run rule does take an effect in this 9-inning contest. After 7 innings of play, we still have a ways to go to get there. Gavin Wuschke has thrown 58 pitches through the first 3 innings, so that is quite a few pitches for 3 innings. But he's firmly in control here, leading by 11 runs. That's pretty darn good run support in this whole series. Game number 1 was a tight contest. Bellevue winning that one 3-2. Everyone else was a blowout. Here's left fielder Sam Hilgerson. Nice breaking ball from Wuschke. Hilgerson empty on the swing. Hilgerson was hit by a pitch his first time up. On the outside corner, now 0-2. Breaking ball, then fastball from Wuschke. Let's see what he chooses here for his third pitch. Pitching coach Sean Malley signals it in to Logan Grant. Grant flashes a signal on the ground to third base. Glove there by Nick Grade, on the money to Ryan David at first. 5-3 on that play. Tegan Parenteau, the catcher, next up.
The catcher.
Has a little conversation with his catcher counterpart, Logan Grant, whatever it was that made Logan smile. Parenteau steps in. He's a strikeout victim his first time up. Foul out of play. Couple more texts in the queue. Sorry, I kind of spaced them off there. Let's get to them here in just a moment. That pitch is upstairs to Parenteau. Great job, Mick. I'll always read a compliment. Let's go, Ricky Marquez. Your dad is watching all the way from Oakland, California. He says, let's go, Comets. Change up. That Parenteau swung over the top. Thanks for joining us from the Golden State. Upstairs on that one. On the ground to second base. Moving over to cover it is Hansen. Over to first base. Scott's throw is accurate. 2 ground ball outs in the inning. All right, Bill, we got a question after this.
Second baseman, number 5, Ricky Marquez.
We got a text in the queue for you. Here you're talking about Sean Corey, Connor's dad. Let's see how good your stat guy is. What was Sean's stats when he played in Mayville for Coach Barry? If you give us a year, that would make it easier to find so that we won't have to search through 25 years of Mayville history. So.
I'm going to go right out and say Mayville doesn't do a good enough job keeping stats.
Okay. We might have to pass on that one. A swing and a miss on the first pitch by Ricky Marquez from Gavin Wuschke. So a father and son career at Mayville for the Coreys. Blocked up by Grant. Marquez able to check his swing. 1-1 the count. Tangerines. Here's the 1-1 offering. Oh, Pete said he didn't check, so that pitch is strike three. Sorry about that. Well, Ricky Marquez goes down looking, and the side is retired in order. Second consecutive inning that Gavin Wuschke has set down the Mayville offense. 4 innings in the book. Our score, Bellevue 14, Mayville 3. Jack Patton heads back to the pitcher's mound to start his second inning of relief work. One final call out on the text message line here. If you still would like to join us today, that number is 402-515-7654. Thanks again to everybody who's played along. From north of the border all the way out to California, down south. Bellevue's never had a lot of guys from the eastern part of the United States. We've got one guy from Indiana, one guy from Nova Scotia this year, but Bellevue's players mostly are Midwestern and western part of the country guys.
Occasionally a few guys from Texas and Arizona.
A few guys from Texas and Arizona as well. Yes, that's true.
No, I'm good, bro. You ready?
All right, here we go with the top of the 5th inning. After Bellevue batted around.
No batting.
Once again, it'll be Anthony Lynn to start off the 5th inning as he did the 4th. A single to start off the last inning. A 3-for-3 day for Anthony. First pitch swinging out to right field. Heading over that way and making the catch is Chris Shotbell for the first out of the inning. So Lynn's perfect day at the plate broken. What a feeble 3-for-4. Giving Anthony a hard time there as he's swinging the bat well over the last couple of weeks. Here's first baseman Ryan David. David reached on a fielder's choice. Thus far 0-for-2. Okay, he does have 2 different colored shoes. Here's the first pitch from Patton. Breaking ball misses outside. They're both Nikes. I don't know if it's 2 paired, he just wears one of each, or if they came that way. Who knows? Kids these days. Now I really sound like an old guy. Here's a breaking ball on the outside edge. 1-1 the count on Ryan. Hit opposite field. Again, Shotbell settling underneath that. A couple steps shy of the warning track. He'll make the catch for the second out of the inning. Shotbell could tie a major league record if he catches another fly ball in this inning. Scott Hansen, second baseman, up to bat for the Bruins. 1-for-3, scored a run his last time up after singling and stealing a base. Breaking ball in the zone. Jack Patton starts ahead. Another breaking ball in the zone. Scott started his college career playing at South Suburban College. Not sure where that's located, but he's from Portage, Indiana. South side of Chicago. Again, the guru and of all knowledge sports-wise. Bill Mullins comes up with that one.
My dad.
Yeah, your dad. See the gene pool you're swimming in? You're going to grow up to be just like him. That breaking ball just a little bit up. Count goes to 2-2. On the outside, Black. Patton gets the call. Hansen goes down looking. A 3-up, 3-down, top of the 5th inning for the Bellevue Bruins. Our score remains 14-3. Bruins on top. Gavin Wuschke back to the mound for the Bruins. He gave up a 3 spot in the first inning, but has been very solid since then. Has only allowed 1 hit over the last 3 innings. Working to qualify for the win with his 5th inning of work in that starting role. Gavin started his college career at Okanagan College. Okanagan, I say that wrong every time. Good thing you're here to correct me. Okanagan, over his career there, he was 7-0, a 2.71 earned run average. 4-1 this year in his first year as a Bellevue Bruin. So a combined 11-1. That's a pretty good record. Wuschke back to the hill. He'll be looking at the top of the order in the top of the 5th for the Comets. Third baseman Marcus Hughes to lead it off. A sacrifice bunt his last time up. Hughes, a first-team all-conference player last year. Excuse me, second-team all-conference player. Okanagan. I'm trying to commit that to brain memory. All right. 1-0 the count to Hughes. Now 2-0. Hughes looking for his first hit of the day. 0 for 2 in game number 1. 0 for 1 thus far in game number 2. Pop foul out of play, right side of the field. In fact, looking back, Hughes looking for his first hit of the series. Breaking ball, he lays off that upstairs. Fastball misses outside. Grant tried to frame it, but couldn't get it done, so the walk will allow Marcus Hughes to reach to start the inning, and that'll bring to the plate Carson Lundmark, the center fielder. Lundmark 1 for 2 in this one. Hello, again, hello to his grandmother listening on in Spokane, Washington. Wuschke having a little difficulty with this control as we start the bottom of the 5th inning.
It's a tough gig.
Foul out of play, 1-1. Wuschke has the signal he wants. Comes set just above the belt. Blocked up by Logan Grant. Logan also a hockey player, playing goalie, so those two positions in hockey and baseball translate very well to each other. Changeup hit in the air to left field side. Steven Elsner now backtracks a couple of steps as the wind takes control. And Steven reaches out to make the catch at knee height, and he breathes a big sigh of relief. I think Jake Lacey in center field is giving him a hard time now as Steven was still now just stands up. As he had difficulty with that, the wind pushed it a little further than he thought. Then he lost it for a second and then regained it to make the catch. So a lot happened in that very simple play, which turned out to be not so simple. One away now in the inning. The next batter is right fielder Chris Shotbell. Shotbell 1 for 2. On the outside half of the plate, the called strike. Shotbell launches one high and deep to left center field. Lacey given pursuit and can't make the catch. That one clears the fence. The third home run of this series for Chris Shotbell. Marcus Hughes will score in front of him, so 2 runs batted in for Chris Shotbell. As the score now 14-5. The first runs since the first inning for Mayville State. Again, the third home run of this 4-game set for Chris Shotbell. Next up, the cleanup hitter, the DH, Riley Rankin. He hits the ball hard up the first base side, but pulls it foul. That's hit hard again, but pulled foul. For Chris Shotbell, now 8 home runs on the season, a team leading 8 home runs. That breaks the tie at 7 with Zach Ivanochko. Up the middle on the base hit. Line drive off the bat of Riley Rankin keeps the inning going. 3 out of the 4 batters in the inning have reached base for the Comets as they try to make a comeback. Trailing by 11, starting the inning, now trailing by 9. Here's Anthony Villanueva. A walk and a strikeout for Villanueva. Upstairs. 2 hits on this game for Riley Rankin. Had 2 hits in game 2 in the series. Excuse me. And 2 hits in game number 1. So 6 hits in the 4-game set for the cleanup hitter, Riley Rankin. 1-1 the count on the Comet shortstop. Bruins looking to turn a double play ball. Breaking ball, called strike, top of the zone. Villanueva from West Fargo, North Dakota. That's right near the Mayville State campus. Swing and a miss on a curveball. The strikeout is the second out of the inning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strikeouts now for Gavin Wuschke. The next batter he will face, first baseman Zach Ivanochko. Ivanochko 1 for 2 in this one. Big swing, fouls it straight back. Lays off the pitch up and away. 3 hits in the series for Zach. One of them being a home run. 2-1 the count. Gavin now at 90 pitches on the game. This may be his last inning of work. That one's hit well to right field, but Anthony Lynn able to pick it out as it was dropping in front of him to make the catch on a nice play. Side is retired, but 2 runs on the board in the inning on 2 hits. The big 2-run home run by Chris Shotbell.
Mayville State, 5.
No errors, 1 man left on base as I finish my thoughts. 5 innings, it's an official game. Bellevue 14, Mayville State 5. Quick jolt of caffeine here for the second half of the contest. One more time, I'll rave about what a nice weather weekend this is. We suffered through a couple of mid-30 degree days. We suffered through a couple of windy days. So temperature in the 80s. That feels nice. A short-sleeved shirt day. Too many S's in a row there as I spit all over the microphone. Connor Corey's grandpa, who is listening today, hello there, played shortstop on Canada's first national baseball team in 1967. Yeah, fun fact to know and tell. We appreciate that. Glad you're listening in today. Go Wooshki from Lauren in Regina, Saskatchewan, the hometown of Gavin and his family. As we get ready for the Bellevue half of the 6th inning, leading it off, shortstop Tyler Monroe. One more in the queue. Let's get to that one. First pitch, fastball, strike 1. Watching the Comets from Jacksonville, Florida. Let's go, Jack. All right. Our first text from Florida in quite a while. Thanks for joining us today. That's a trek from Florida to North Dakota. Monroe able to hold up his swing. Now 1-1 the count. Who's named Jack on the roster here? Patton comes set. Upstairs. Jack Patton, obviously the pitcher. Duh. No brains, no headaches here. All right, so Jack Patton on again for his work. 2-1 the count on Tyler Monroe. Misses away there. Jack Patton in relief of starter Connor Corey. So we've had text about both of the families of those two guys. Appreciate it. On the inside corner. And we have a full count on Tyler Monroe leading off the top of the 6th inning. Up and away. In my beautiful balloon. Nope. The walk to Monroe leads off the 6th inning as third baseman Nick Grade steps in. Grade, a walk, a fielder's choice, and a single. His body of work in this 4th game of the series. Nick has drawn the start at third base all 4 games. To second base, Ricky Marquez will step on the bag, his throw to first base. Did he keep a cleat on the bag? He did. Ricky Marquez turns the double play first at second base and then over to first base to complete the double play. Nobody on and 2 outs now in the inning as Bellevue takes it back to the top of the order. And here's Jake Lacey. Jake with RBIs in each of his last 3 plate appearances. The only way he'll get an RBI here is if he goes over the fence. He's already done that once today. Breaking ball in the zone, strike 1. Let me rephrase that. He's already done that twice today, once in the first game and once in the second. Each of them being 3-run blasts. Lays off that pitch down low. Jake struck out his first time against Connor Corey, but then 3 perfect at-bats after that. Pops that one up. Will it stay in play? Who's going to take charge? Catcher, pitcher, first baseman. It's off the glove of the first baseman, Zach Ivanochko. How are you going to rule that one, Billy? Leaning hit for now. Long way to go for Ivanochko. The pitcher, Jack Patton, yielding to his fielders. So we'll score it as an infield single for Jake Lacey. 4 for 4 on the day. Here's Logan Grant. Logan, 3 for 4. Hey, guess what each of those 3 hits were? Throw over to first base, not in time. I don't know if there's ever been a 4 home run game. Bill says no.
No.
Micah says no as well. All right, so we've got confirmation. Coming right back to the camera. You'd have had that, huh?
Oh, definitely had that. If it went right there, I'll just go be now.
You're here to protect me, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
If it went right there, I'll get it.
All right.
Yeah, but it's gonna be kind of hard because
Micah Mullins keeping us entertained in the press box this afternoon. 1 on, 2 out. Runner goes. Pitch upstairs. Throw down to second base is not in time. A good jump at first by Jake Lacey. Jake not the fastest guy in the team, but he got a great jump there. A smart base runner for Lacey. That is stolen base number 4 on the season. In scoring position for Logan Grant. Logan definitely had a home run swing at that one. The breaking ball dropped low, comes up empty. Down in the count now, 1 and 2. Have to expand his zone a little bit now behind in the count. Lays off of that pitch, 2 and 2 the count.
who's going next to him?
In the air down the left field side, may stay in play. It does stay in play, and it's going to drop into the corner. Here comes 1 run in to score. That's Jake Lacey. Here's Logan Grant all the way to third on the play. The Bruins pick up another run. Again, the wind has picked up a little bit. Sam Hilgerson, the left fielder, having some difficulty with it. And will score it as a triple for Logan Grant. 3 home runs and a triple on the day for the Bruin catcher. Courtesy runner comes in for the Bruins.
12, Bryce Zimmer.
Bryce Zimmer now at third base for Grant.
Whoa.
As Brendan Luther steps in, the Bruins a chance to plate another run.
I hope they win.
Bruins have scored in every inning but the 5th.
The 5th inning.
Line hard, but right at the second baseman, Ricky Marquez.
Oh, yeah.
Brendan Luther hit it right on the screws, but right at Marquez at the side is retired. Bellevue picks up 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. As we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, so Bellevue Bruins 15 and the Mayville State Comets 5. All right, we've got a pitching change for the Bellevue Bruins. Gavin Wuschke's day is done after 5 completes. He's the pitcher of record as Parker McMahon comes on for the Bellevue Bruins. Hi to all of his family listening in up in Montana. Parker McMahon. Only 1 N on McMahon.
Now in the pitch for the Bruins, number 5.
Parker is a 6'3" junior out of Bozeman, Montana. He'll get the opportunity for some relief pitching here. Bellevue had 3 different relievers in game number 1, each of them pitching 1 inning apiece. Jacob Pubil, Jose Gomez, and Cole Bennett. Let's see if McMahon goes 1 or more in this scheduled 9-inning contest. The set 10-run rule does kick in at the 7. Right now the Bruins with a 10-run advantage. For Parker McMahon, this is his 11th appearance on the season. All but one of them have been in relief. He had 1 start. Has a 2-1 record overall in 17 1/3 innings of work. He's allowed 16 hits, 7 earned runs, has struck out 12 and walked 9, a 3.63 earned run average. Bellevue as a team, a combined ERA of 4.29. So Bellevue trots out another right-hander from the bullpen. First man he will face, left fielder Sam Hilgerson. Breaking ball from McMahon in the zone to start things off on a positive note. He works ahead. Wind has picked up as the day has gone on. We've seen it have some effect on fly balls on both the infield and the outfield. Hilgerson, 0 for 1. Ground ball into center field for a base hit. His first hit of this game. Past the diving second baseman Scott Hansen. Couldn't quite get there. Wouldn't have been able to throw him out from that spot anyway, but a good effort by both guys. Here's the catcher, Tegan Partno. Parker McMahon looks in. Middle infielders, a double play depth for the Bruins. Parenteau takes a pitch right down the middle for a called strike 1. 0 for 2 on the day is Parenteau. Just below the knees, 1-1. Parenteau, a junior out of Lethbridge, Alberta. Line hard, opposite way, down the line. Runner rounding second base. That's Hilgerson trying for third. That's where the throw will come. It'll be cut off and thrown back to second base. Not in time either spot. So Tegan Parenteau will pick up a double as Sam Hilgerson advances to third on the play. So the first 2 batters reach against Parker McMahon. Will have a courtesy runner coming in for the catcher. That will be number 6. Caleb Jameson will run. Caleb was the catcher in game number 1, so 1 catcher running for the other. So nobody out in the inning. Bruins will play the infield back with the 10-run lead. Parker McMahon delivers right back to through the box, through the middle. Hansen gloves it behind second base. A nice play by the Bruins second baseman to get it over to first base and retire Ricky Marquez. Marquez will pick up an RBI in the play as Sam Hilgerson scores. Jameson advancing to third.
Number 3, Marcus Hughes.
Back to the top of the order for the Comets. Third baseman Marcus Hughes. First pitch fastball down low. A ground out, a sacrifice bunt, and a walk for Hughes at the top of the order. Hughes from Thompson, North Dakota. Most of the Mayville State roster, obviously from the home state of North Dakota. A lot of Canadians as well. On the knees, the called strike. California, Washington, Minnesota, Utah, Montana, Texas, Australia as well. Chopper off the foot of Hughes. That'll be a foul ball. Swung on and missed. Parker McMahon picks up his first strikeout of the game. That's big. As now the Bruins play the infield at regular depth against Carson Lundmark, who steps to the plate. Lundmark 1 for 3 in this one. Down low. A little flare down the left side. Anybody going to be able to get there? No. Elsner can't get it, and then it gets past him down the line. It'll be an RBI single for Carson Lundmark. And then advancing to second base, or are you going to give him a straight double? A what? A single and an E7, excuse me, on the play. Elsner charged hard, but maybe too hard, as then the hop got past him coming off the field turf. Chris Shotbell at the plate. Second error of the game against the Bruins. Strike called on the delivery from Parker McMahon. Good pop on the fastball for the strike called. Parker got one start on the season. All the rest of his appearances, all 10 of the remaining ones, have been in relief. Second year as a Bellevue Bruin. Little chopper, going to be a tough play on the infield. Nick Grade able to glove it and throw it in time. Nice play by Nick Grade, slicing across from third base to retire the side. 2 runs in on the inning on 3 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. 6 innings complete, 15-7 our score, an 8-run differential. So now the Bellevue fans who want to see this game end early hope the Bruins score 2 or more in the 7th inning and then hold Mayville. As a new pitcher heads to the mound for Mayville State, that will be number 13, Calvin Watkins to the mound. Third pitcher of the game.
Now on to pitch for the Comets, number 13, Calvin Watkins.
Calvin Watkins is a 6-foot junior from Minot, North Dakota. And oh, there's the sheet right there in my hand. Calvin Watkins, as we said, a junior right-hander. His 16th appearance on the season. He started 1 game. An 0-3 record, does have 1 save for the Comets. 16 in the 3rd innings. He's given up 28 hits, 21 earned runs, 11.57 earned run average. The team earned run average for Mayville State is just a hair under 8, 7.97. He becomes the 3rd pitcher of this game, the 8th pitcher of the day for Mayville State. Sweet Caroline being played for all of you Boston Red Sox fans as we get ready for the top of the 7th inning.
For the Bruins, the left fielder, number 36, Steven.
Here's Steven Elsner to start it off for the Bellevue squad. Steven looking for his first hit in this second contest of the doubleheader. Got a couple of hits. Let me rephrase that. 2 home runs and a single in game number 1. He's got a shot as this one hit hard to center field. And bang, a line drive off the hitting background. The 3rd home run of the day for Steven Elsner to lead off the 7th inning. Bruin bats are sending a lot of baseballs out of the yard today. He gets accolades from the fans in the stands. He'll helmet bump with a couple of guys on deck. And the Bruins back to a 9-run lead at 16-7.
Now batting the right fielder, number 17, Anthony Lind.
Oh, Elsner picked up 5 runs batted in game 1, 1 more here in game 2. As Anthony Lind, the next batter to face Calvin Watkins, swung on and missed on a fastball. That was just a rocket. It got straight out of here. It never got more than about 25 feet off the ground. And the good thing, that plastic on the background of the hitting background is pretty tough. Otherwise, that ball would have torn right through it. So 3 home runs on the day for Steven Elsner. He started the day at 10, so make that 13 now. He's 2 behind Logan Grant for the team lead. Hit to the ground to second base. Ricky Marquez over there to make the play for the first out of the inning. Bruins hoping for at least 1 more run and then a hold in the bottom of the 7th. First baseman Ryan David.
Number 39, Ryan David.
Getting the start at first base today. 0 for 3 thus far. That one's hit in the air to center field. Again, the center fielder, Lundmark, going back. He'll have room to make the play out there near the gate in center field. That's about 380. I've got about 360, 370 range for the second out of the inning.
Now batting the second baseman.
Here's second baseman Scott Hansen. Scott 1 for 4 today. Trying to keep the inning going for the Bruins. So 5 home runs in game 2, correct?
Yes.
13 on the day. Little nubber off the top of the bat. It's going to be a tough play. Marquez trying to make the bare-hander. His throw, however, pulls Ivanochko off the bag. We'll rule that an infield single. And the Bruin hit parade continued. Now 20 hits in this second game after collecting 24 in game number 1.
Now batting the shortstop, number 2.
Shortstop, Tyler Monroe. Tyler's had a nice day at the plate and with the glove, 3 for 3. 2 singles, a double, and a walk. So he's been up 4 times and on 4 times. 16-7 our score. Runner goes, taken at the plate. Throw to second base is not in time. Another stolen base for Scott Hansen. And the Bruins have a runner in scoring position. So a hit by Monroe could give the Bruins a 10-run cushion that we're looking for. Have to hold in the bottom half of the frame, however. Hansen picks up his 5th stolen base of the year. Big swing, but looked like for a second they were going to call catcher's interference as everybody around home plate was kind of looking at each other. A balk is called on. That's why they're looking. So a balk on pitcher Calvin Watkins. So no pitch delivered as the balk takes precedence. Oh, now 90 feet away. Way wide. Watkins did not come to a set on his delivery to the plate. Got to pause just momentarily. Watkins back to work. Looks the runner to third and delivers home. Swing and a miss again by Monroe. Good heat on the fastball from Watkins. Here's the full count pitch. Swung on and missed. Oop, I'm ahead of myself. I forgot to take off that one pitch. Now it's the full count. And the ball on the dirt. So Monroe will pick up a walk. And that'll leave it up to Nick Grade if the Bruins are going to regain that 10-run cushion.
Nick Grade.
Nick 1 for 3. Got a couple of hits and a couple of runs batted in game number 1. He'd like to follow suit here on the outside. Black, strike 1 called. Bellevue came into today with 57 home runs as a team. Now 70 when you add those 13 on the doubleheader. Upstairs, 1-1. Runner fakes the stolen base attempt. Pitch goes high. Swing and a miss on the fastball. Runner goes, check swing at the plate. Stolen base for Tyler Monroe. And now 2 runners in scoring position. If Grade can deliver a single or better, the Bruins would regain that double-digit advantage. Chases the high fastball, foul tipped into the glove of the catcher, and the side is retired. Bellevue picks up 1 run, the home run by Steven Elsner. 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 left on base as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's Bellevue 16 and Mayville State 7. Parker McMahon back to the pitcher's mound for the Bruins. First yellow jacket of the season buzzing around outside the press box. Don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign. Supposed to get some cooler weather next week, back into the 50s and 60s. It's normal. This part of April, temperatures are in the low 60s, so that would be much cooler than what we've got this weekend, but closer to normal. As we get ready for the bottom of the 7th inning, it'll be the middle part of the order, 4, 5, 6. Rankin, Villanueva, and Ivanochko.
Designated hitter, number 22, Riley Rankin.
Rankin 2 for 3 today, a couple of singles and a strikeout. Swinging first pitch to center field. Jake Lacey has it tracked. Couple of steps to his glove hand side. He'll grab it for the first out of the inning. 1 pitch, 1 out. Efficient way to start the inning. Shortstop, Anthony Villanueva, next up.
Now batting the shortstop, number 4, Anthony Villanueva.
A walk and 2 strikeouts. Just off the inside corner, ball 1 called. That's where the umpire has the best look at pitches, the ones that come in on the inside part of the plate. Upstairs, 2-0. Parker McMahon in his second inning of relief work for starter Gavin Wuschke. Wuschke went 5. Swing and a miss. Again off the inside edge. Strike call on the knees, outer quadrant. Ooh, just off the inside again, McMahon. 3 pitches that are just off that inside edge. Doesn't get the call on any of them, so Villanueva draws his second walk of the game. He'll head down to first as first baseman Zach Ivanochko steps in. 1 for 3 for Ivanochko. That one hit, a single, RBI single in the first inning when Mayville State took a 3-1 lead. Ball 1. Good heater, 1-1 the count. Ivanochko with pop in his bat, 7 home runs on the season for the first baseman. Takes that one down the heart of the plate. Probably wanted that one back. Behind in the count now, 1-2. Much of the crowd still on hand here today. A few have left as the Bruins have opened up big leads in each of the 2 games. Missing upstairs. Parker comes set. Near the letters, just a little bit upstairs. Not missing by much, but missing. And the count goes full. 1 out, 1 on in the bottom of the 7th inning. Strike 3 called on the outside. Black. There's a nice location on that one. And the strikeout is the second of the game for Parker McMahon in his 1 2/3 innings of work.
Now batting the left fielder, number 28, Channing Lenore.
Pinch hitter for the Comets, Channing Lenore, hitting for left fielder Sam Hilgerson. We've seen Lenore come on in pinch hitting situations. And I think 3 of the 4 games. Breaking ball. 2-0 the count. Again, Parker's right around the zone, but just apparently off a little bit. Not getting the calls. 2 outs in the inning. Bruins just looking to get 1 more. There's a nicely located fastball. Channing Lenore, the pinch hitter. Another fastball. Lenore fouls it. Lenore, a 143 hitter on the season. Let's see if Parker will challenge him here. Popped up out of play once again. We'll do that 3-2 pitch once again. Runner goes, pitch on its way, hit in the air to the right side. Anthony Lynn puts that glove up to shield the sun. Has the sunglasses on as well, that helps. And he'll make the catch to retire the side. No runs on no hits, no errors, one on base. 7 innings in the books. 1 or 2 innings to go. The Bellevue Bruins on top, 16-7 over the Mayville State Comets. Bellevue Athletic Director Ed Lahotak was our guest on the broadcast yesterday, and he talked about the future of the North Star Athletic Association. The conference will exist for 1 more year. It'll lose a couple of members as Viterbo is going to the Chicagoland Athletic Association, and Waldorf is joining the Great Plains Athletic Conference, so that'll take the conference down to 5 members. But they'll be adding 1 more in Jamestown, current members of the GPAC, who is going up to the NCAA Division II level, but they'll play 1 year on a transition basis as part of the NSAA. And then beyond that, Ed said the NSAA is looking with a merger with the Frontier Conference, which is based in Montana. A combined group, don't know what the name will be, but the good points is the stability of being in a larger athletic conference. Bad points, the distance of travel will increase. A lot of trips from Nebraska to Montana. Ed said instead of a 24-hour bus ride, the Bruins will probably take air flights to get to those Montana schools. Would be cheaper in the long run. All right, back to the ball game. Top of the 8th inning. Bellevue Bruins will start at the top of the order, and the red-hot Jake Lacey. What do I mean by red-hot? 4 out of 5 on this one. 2 singles, a home run, and a double. Hit a triple, Jake, for the cycle. Popped out of play. Calvin Watkins back on for another inning of relief work. Watkins and Bellevue's Trad Richardson, not afraid, not superstitious about wearing the number 13. That pitch hits the outside corner, now 0-2. The Wyoming native awaits. Chopper off the pitcher's arm. Marquez tries to make a bare hand play. He won't come up with it. A 5-hit day for Jake Lacey on that infield single. So a home run, a double, and 3 singles for Lacey. Won't get the cycle, but he'll have a heck of a day to show for his efforts. Speaking of a great day, here's Logan Grant. 3 home runs and a double, his body of work. Proved he was human by grounding out once in the 3rd inning. Six runs batted in on the game for Logan Grant. Little tardy on that pitch on the fastball from Calvin Watkins. Watkins, the 3rd pitcher of the game for Mayville. Fouled out of play opposite way by Logan. Thanks again to Logan for all of his work this past fall and winter. He was the camera guy for a lot of the volleyball and basketball games at the Lozier Center on the Bellevue campus. That one's going to be another gapper, another base hit for Logan Grant. It's going to get to the wall, another extra base hit. Here comes a runner around 3rd. Lacey's going to try to score, and he will make it standing up on an RBI double by Logan Grant. Have a day, Jake Lacey. Have a day, Logan Grant. 9 RBIs for Grant. I missed a couple along the way, so one more there. 9 runs batted in for the Bruin catcher. That's a month's worth of action driving in runs. The Bruins up by 10 at 17-7. Here's Brendan Luther. Brendan, no slouch today as well. He's got a couple of hits in this one. First pitch swinging, chopper to Ivanochko, the first baseman. He'll glove it and step on the base for the first out. Bryce Zimmer, the courtesy runner for Logan Grant, advancing to third on the play.
Now batting the left fielder, number 36, Steven Elsner.
Oh, that's Takumi Mieno, the courtesy runner this time. He's at third base as Steven Elsner steps in. Elsner, a solo home run off the hitting background his last time up. Your basic rocket. Down low, ball 1. Down low, 2-0. What I like about the Bruin batters, if you look at their hands, you probably can't see it on your screen, but most of the Bruin batters, when they're in the batter's box, they keep their hands nice and loose. You don't want to grip the bat too tightly. That restricts your freedom of movement. Elsner with a big swing there, foul out of play. He wanted that pitch back, just missed it. When I was a little kid growing up in this neighborhood, some of the teams, if you would shag foul balls and bring them back, they'd give you a dime for each one. That's an RBI single for Steven Elsner through the hole in the left field. He'll pick up another run batted in. The Bruins will pick up another run as Takumi Mieno scores. And now 18-7.
Now batting the right fielder, number 17, Anthony Lind.
Anthony Lind with a 3-hit day, 3-hit game. Ball 1. And the ball gets away on the pickoff attempt at first. On his way to second goes Steven Elsner. E1 on the throw. Both teams have played pretty good defense through the series. Combined 5 errors, however, in this final contest. Down low. Lid fouls it out of play over near the Bruins batting cage. With the improvements to Brown Park's John Stella Field a few years ago, that one's hit in the air to center field. That one is deep. That one is carrying Anthony Lind with another home run. 6 home runs on the game for the Bruins. 2 RBIs more for Anthony Lind as he goes yard for the 3rd time today, twice in game number 1, once more here in game number 3, and the Bruins now back at the 20-run mark once again. Anthony Lind, 4 hits in this game and 2 hits in the first game, the home run, so a 6-hit afternoon for Anthony. Lind now up to 6 home runs on the season with the 3 today. Here's Ryan David. David looking for his first hit of this game. Homered in game number 1 as a pinch hitter. Swing and a miss. 2 fielders' choices, 2 outfield fly balls, and reaching once on a hit by pitch. That one's hit hard to left field. Sam Hilgerson, however, is there to make the play. A couple of steps to his right. Now 2 outs in the inning.
Now batting the second baseman.
Here's second baseman Scott Hansen.
Hansen.
24 runs in game number 1. 20 runs in game number 2 for the Bellevue offense. 24 hits in game number 1, 24 hits in game number 2. Whoever the batting coach is deserves a raise, huh? Strike 1, the count on Hansen. Hansen has 2 singles. Chases a breaking ball, 0-2. Another football-type score on the scoreboard. 24-3 in game 1, 20-7 here. Waste pitch, misses away. Fouled back. One and 2 the count on Scott Hansen. Strike 3 called, hitting that outside corner. Good location on the pitch by Calvin Watkins, and the side is retired, but not before. The Bellevue Bruins pick up 4 more runs on 4 more hits. There was 1 error, and nobody left on base as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning, the potential final half inning. It's the Bruins 20 and the Comets 7. Dwayne Monlux has his lineup card in hand. That doesn't look like he's going to make any defensive changes, but a new pitcher coming in for the Bruins. So Parker McMahon will get 2 innings of work. Coming in for the Bellevue Bruins, number 9, Cade Herman, to close this one out.
On the pitch for the Bruins, number 9, Cade Herman.
Cade Herman, the senior right-hander. This will be his 12th appearance on the year, all of them in relief. He has a 1-win, 2-loss record with 4 saves. That's tops in the Bruins relief corps. He's thrown 9 innings on the season, has allowed 10 hits, only 4 runs, all of them earned, 10 strikeouts against 6 walks, a 4.00 earned run average. Cade Herman. Cade played his high school ball at Gretna High School. Has been at a couple of different places before his stop here at Bellevue. Was at Wayne State NCAA school in Wayne, Nebraska. And then at Western Illinois University for 1 year. Now a Bellevue Bruin for his final year of eligibility. Another one of the power-type pitchers in the Bellevue arsenal. He'll be looking at the 8-9-1 part of the Mayville State lineup, or we make it some pinch hitters. Looks like it'll be the catcher, Tegan Parento, will start things off in the bottom of the 8th inning. Last chance. Trailing by 13. The Comets need 4 runs or more to keep this game going. Herman from the windup, first pitch, inside, ball 1. Cade, a former Gretna Dragon. Got some work in on the midweek game against Midland University up in Fremont earlier this week. There's a good fastball, swung on and missed, now 2-1. Same pitch, same result, 2-2 now the count. Breaking ball this time for the strikeout for the first out of the inning. Nice movement on that pitch from Herman. Next up for the Comets, second baseman Ricky Marquez.
Now batting second baseman, number 5, Ricky Marquez.
Marquez a 1-for-3 day. A double in the second inning, had an RBI ground out in the sixth. Herman looks in. Same breaking ball, same result, right down the zone. Herman shakes off the first signal. That breaking ball once again, that's got a nice path to the plate. All 3 times he's thrown it. It's been down and away, but in the zone. Now an 0-2 count on Marquez. Top of the order awaits. Swung on and missed. The fastball. 2 up, 2 strikeouts for Cade Herman, as he's trying to make quick work of the Comets in this 8th inning. Bruins hoping it to be the final of this 4-game set and sweep. The Comets getting ready for next weekend's big showdown against Dakota State. Friday and Saturday doubleheaders. Marcus Hughes, third baseman. Fouls the first pitch out of play. Herman working from that first base side of the rubber. Another fastball, another called strike. Has he thrown any balls? First pitch was a ball, everything else has been a strike. And the strikeout retires the side. A perfect 1-2-3, 3 strikeout inning for Cade Herman coming on, as the Bellevue Bruins win it by a final score of 20-7. For the Bruins, 20 runs on 24 hits, 2 errors. For Mayville State, 7 runs on 10 hits. They committed 3 errors. With the victory, the Bellevue Bruins are now 30-11 overall, 15-1 in North Star Athletic Association play, and a perfect 15-0 here at John Stella Field at Brown Park. For the Mayville State Comets, they dropped to 11-32 overall, 6-13 in conference play. 2 weekend series left in regular season play in the North Star Athletic Association for both of these schools. Next Friday, April 19th, and next Saturday, April 20th, Bellevue will host Dakota State Trojans in the battle for the top spot in the conference. The Friday doubleheader begins at 1 o'clock. The Saturday doubleheader begins at 12 noon. We will have those contests for you right here on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Logan Grant having a great weekend. He winds up 11 for 18 with five home runs and a whole slew of runs batted in as the two teams shake hands and fist bumps down the line. Bruins led by associate head coach Mitch Schmidt on his crutches. He's got some knee issues going on, so it's an exciting weekend for the Bellevue Bruins as the bats really came alive. 20-plus runs in both of the games today, 13-2 and 3-2 in the wins yesterday over Mayville State. Good luck to the Comets down the rest of the season, and be sure to join us next week. Bellevue on the road on Tuesday. They'll travel up to Sioux City, weather permitting, to take on the Morningside Mustangs in a non-conference play. And then back to the action of conference play Friday and Saturday against Dakota State. Thanks again to Bill Mullins behind the scenes for all of his contributions and stats and good stuff like that. Thanks to his son Micah as well, providing a little levity for us. To Tom Bullard doing the scoreboard and music, and to all of you for listening in. Hope you enjoyed the weekend. Hope you enjoyed the rest of it as well. and we'll see you right back next weekend. Mick Krupski signing off for now on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network.